Hello chickies, welcome to the Fully Booked Penguin channel. I'm Hannah, and today we are going to do some hobby things, have a little girly weekend, just by myself. It's gonna be a hobby-filled relaxation weekend, and I'm going to have so much fun doing all the things I love that are hobbies. What does that include? Well, we have 1. Writing. Love me some writing. I'm currently working on a secret project that I'm not ready to announce to the world because other things have to come first. Can't put the egg before the chicken. Then we have K-drama watching. I am currently on Lovely Runner. It's like time traveling and changing the future, and it's humorous but also sad. It's a manner of a bit mysterious. It's good fun. I think I'm on episode 4. I'm partway into episode 4 currently. But we're also reading. So I have a couple of books that I have to read for my buddy read, and that is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, where we're going through Throne of Glass series. I also have 1 day of Harry Potter. Harry Potter! And then finally, the final booky books that I have, which is technically 1 book, but I have 2 different versions. We have Pride and Prejudice. This is my version. It's very compact. This is the annotated version. I can squeeze a boat. And I think I am at chapter 18. What else are we going to do? Well, I was thinking I was going to bake something. A little treat. Don't ask me what. I have to look in the fridge. No, I have to look in the pantry to decide what I'm going to bake, but we are going to bake. Otherwise, we might be playing a few games. I do have Love and Deep Space. There's no update though. It's just going to be the same dailies. So I can't really show you anything on that game. There will probably be a few naps in there as well, because we're relaxing. I'm not sure about the weather. It's pretty overcast. No rain, just overcast. So there might not be much dwelling in the veranda area, but if the sun ever comes out, we'll do that too. And I know this is very close up. We get very close and personal in these vlogs, don't we? You just have to deal with it. I don't have a very aesthetic looking place here, so it is what it is. Otherwise we might listen to some music and yeah, just chill. But I will be yapping with you a lot, like just filling in what my thoughts are on random bits of books. Okay, so we will be covering in this vlog chapters 6 to 10 of Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. We will be covering, I think we're going to be covering chapter 6 of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. A bit of Pride and Prejudice. And then Lovely Runner. K-drama. And then whatever I feel like telling you about writing. We'll see if the subtitles for Week 06's Shoes Secret Time comes out. We'll see. I want to see what he was saying while the popcorn was popping. You'll get that if you see it. And maybe catch up on some play streams as well. Anyway, welcome to this little weekend vloggy. We might watch from YouTube too. I don't know, there's a lot of things we can be doing and not much we're settled into. So I guess we'll find out. So we're in the sun and we're reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets today. As I said, we're on chapter 6. I was just musing on how middle grade books, the foreshadowing isn't really shadowy, but I forgive it because it's middle grade. But because I'm a writer, I can tell when the author includes things in order to either misdirect the reader or like it's obviously foreshadowing the bad guy. So it amuses me because usually I can tell who is going to be bad, like in the first chunk of the book, usually within the first couple of chapters. Or like little mentions that they have of a certain object, and most of the time people will be like, oh, whatever. But when you're a writer, you know when they put them in, like if they put it in, it has to be important on some sort of level, either, but it can be a red herring, but if it's so subtle that, like, why would anyone think that was a red herring, then it has to be important. And so there's a lot of things that you're like, oh, why mention that? Why mention that? And then I'm like, well, it's obviously important. I'm on to them. Anyway, currently we're with Lockhart. He seems like a piece of work. Anyway, he is obviously radiating really selfish bad guy, but whether he's the main bad guy, that's the question. Let's continue. A bit of projection going on by Lockhart, I believe. A little bit. Just a big little bit. Also, we're being introduced to a few students and a new teacher who isn't new, but, you know, new to us. So, yes, let's see, we only have that many pages to read. Done. I think, well, obviously Gilderoy, Lockhart, hasn't a clue what he's talking about. And that he's made up all these stories because he's addicted to Fang. However, I don't think he's the bad guy of this book. I think there's something else going on. But obviously, I think Lockhart here is going to be the decoy, or the really annoying interference. And there we go. So there's that one. We are now going to go into the book I need to read 5 chapters of for this evening, and that is chapter 6 of Heir of Fire. We're gonna see. We're back with Dorian's point of view first, then Selena, then Manon, who no doubt will have like a huge twist to her, and then back with Dorian and Kale. Fortunately, a couple are really short. Hello. Again, so Heir of Fire. Currently, Selena went off to the neighboring or some kingdom somewhere and is meant to kill the royal family prince, I think. And instead, she's gotten drunk and met a fae dude called Rowan. And I'm pretty sure Rowan's gonna be the 4th love interest of hers and her next target because, one, she finds him handsome, but irritatingly handsome. Like, oh my gosh, he's so handsome. But also, ew. And she talks in pure sarcasm, which usually means he's the next one. Also, he finds her super annoying, which I'm like, fair. But also, I'm not super into the grumpy grasses. But I suppose if you have an annoying MC like Selena, sometimes you need to be the grumpy one. Because we've also met some witch who I think is disgusting. Like, even if she has an arc where she becomes good, right? She still bites people. And I feel like there's no real way to come back from biting people and having blood in your mouth, you know? It's just, like, there's a certain level where you can come back from that, but, not that level. Anyway, so she's really creepy. which is understandable because she's literally a witch. And then we have Dorian, who is being his princely self, hiding stuff like magic, and I don't know, being himself. And then we have Kale, who, I don't know, he's just being his knightly self. I mean, in a world of magic, he's just a dude with a sword, and like, I feel sorry for him because he's just the dude with the sword, and that must be stressful because you're like, oh my goodness, I've got to face all these dark things with dark magic that even overpowers my friend who's literally a fey princess. How the heck am I meant to do anything, you know? It would be stressful. Anyway, so that's where we're up to. To be honest, I'm not really attached to any of the point of views currently. Like, obviously, Witchy Girl, ugh. Then we have Selena, who's with Grumpy Gus now, and going off to the thing. Also, Selena just said that she would never turn back into her fey self or something. Like, she's never going to do that. Never again. And that usually means that in the book she will do just that. In fact, she'll probably learn how to control it. That's my guess. Pure guess. I've never read this book, but that's my guess. Because usually when she says I'm never going to do that, next second she does it. So that's where we're up to. And yeah, as for Dorian and Kayla, like, I haven't seen Ress yet. My main man, Ress, has not appeared. And neither has Fleetfoot. Maybe Fleetfoot was mentioned. I'm not sure. Don't think so. So let's get reading, shall we? Alright, so I have been away. My best friend called me, and so we body doubled for a bit. I looked into formatting of an ebook. Almost exploded my brain. And we're back. Heir of Fire. We met a new girl. We're meeting so many women in this. So we met, what's her name? Scandalous or Skadal, or Burnt to a Crisp, as I called her. Sorsha. We just met Sorsha, and I feel like she's a waving death flag. Or as I put it in my notes, she smells of death. She's the perfect setup for Dorian to be pushed into fighting against his father, you know? And so I feel like he's going to fall in love with this healer, Sorsha, and then she's going to die. And I suspect it's going to be for spying, because she said one sentence about writing to a friend with details on the castle. So therefore, she's a spy, or at least she's going to be, like, for being a spy. That's my prediction from chapter 6. And Dorian is probably going to be, like, heartbroken and finally start fighting against his father. And usually, because this is, like, a romantic series, and I don't see Sarah leaving Dorian without someone, because he's such a popular character, I suspect he will be with another woman by the end. And my suspicion is that, as with these things, he will probably be like, no, I can't love you because everyone I loved ends up dead. That's my prediction. Then we went travelling with Selena and Roman. Very boring, just a couple of pages. And we met Maeve, which I'm mostly through this chapter. Or Maeve. Honestly, Selena is, again, she has all of this training, and she's using exactly none of it. So, she's a blubbering mess at the moment. Not blubbering, but she pretty much is. She doesn't know how to handle herself in front of anyone, and so now she's going to probably have to go, she has to go through some Fae training to control her magic, which, as I said before, she did say she would never do. And Roman's going to be there and probably get super exasperated and call her a weakling until the very end, where she finally awakens her Fae powers. And then suddenly, oh, she's so powerful. You know, she's probably going to suck for most of the book. That's my prediction anyway. I don't love trials, or like, they have to train. And I'm like, okay, training montage time. So yeah, that's where we're up to. And now I'm going to do a bit more reading, because I have to finish this chapter and 2 more. I'm trying not to hate Selena, but I do. their long life, they seem to have very short tempers. All of them. Like even Rowan here just snapped, and like there was really no need for it. I mean, yes, was Selena being an idiot? Yeah, but so what? Selena is just going to be an idiot, and the sooner Rowan learns this, the better things will be. So currently, snaps at a moment's notice Selena, and snaps at a moment's notice Rowan. Is Selena being disrespectful? Yes, but Rowan knows this, and he's got billions of years to his name supposedly, so... Also, if she ends up in a relationship with a Rowan, which I highly suspect she will, how does that work? He says he was born before even her parents. And so that makes him very old, you know? Like super old. Like old. Selena is like a young 19-year-old. She's a baby. A little baby. I'm not sure about that age gap, you know? And for all his years, Rowan doesn't seem to have enough maturity. He has the grump down pat, but not the maturity. So yeah. Having completed the chapter, I've decided that Selena, or Aylin, just really loves being bashed up. In fact, she goes out of her way to get beaten up. So I think she just likes feeling a little bit bashed up when she's down on herself. She's like, oh, let me just get beat up. We're going into the whole, he'll make her do menial tasks. Like Karate Kid. And he won't properly train her until she's like, dude, I can be trained. And he's like, not until you learn some humility. And then Selena is always like, haven't you learnt any manners? While she breaks every manner rule in the book, you know? It's just like that. And she keeps mentioning Nehemiah, who we all know I hate. So, so now we're on to the next chapter, which I believe we're with the witchy lady. Manonus. So let's read this disgusting tale. And go from there. Ignore the barking dog. I could wait, but it might be gone for a while. Okay, so we have Manon, and her matron just met up with Duke Periwinkle, and he had 2 prisoners, so I think it's Roland and Calthane with him in the little things, because they smelled different and blah 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 blah. But we've been introduced to some wyverns, or they're going to go get wyverns. Otherwise, couldn't care less about anything happening there. And then on my boy Kale, or Cole, or Kale, I'm gonna call him Kale. And he's having to discipline some of his guards because they keep going off and partying with Aiden. And honestly, fair punishment of these guards. They're obviously all letting down their little posts, or you know, covering for their other soldiers. Never a good sign. And as for Aiden, I actually think he's going to be a good guy, so I am giving him the benefit of the doubt. But also, he's definitely throwing the parties to say that he's there when he's not there. So that's all good, and that's where we kind of end it. But Kale is going to try and track down Aiden, and I don't think it's the best idea. But you know, Kale has to realise that Aiden is actually part of the anti-King squad at some point. Done. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I never updated. I think I watched several episodes of Lovely Runner. So I was starting chapter 4, and I think I just finished I was on episode 4, and I just finished episode 8 or 9. It's going pretty well. I think something's going to go downhill. I mean, the poor girl has to keep having things go wrong with her lad because of this murderer guy. So it's a bit of mystery and stuff going on. good gosh. Kind of look like a hot mess, but also freckles. Not so much this side, mostly this is exposed side of my face to the sun. I have lots of freckles when I see the sun. What are we doing? Well, we went for a walk. I then went onto the veranda, had a little nap. Just a little snooze because I accidentally knocked over my drink and I was just like, you know what? I'm sad. I don't know why. We need to just, I'm like being clumsy. I just need to stop. I just need to take a nap. And so I did. I also chatted with my brother who was here. Quickly filled him in on what we're doing with the books, where we're up to. He wants my book, and I'm like, I'm afraid you have to wait just a little longer. I said November. Give me till November. Or December. One of the two. Anyway, why are we here, you may ask? Well, I thought we'd quickly go through songs I've been vibing with lately, and then we can write. Okay, drink just water, just some good old H2O, and give me a sec. I'll close this so you don't get any spoilers. Notepad, yay! I don't really know an easy way to like look at your recently played songs, but I have been playing from the Mamma Mia soundtrack, Lay All Your Love on Me. Lay all your love on me. I've been playing mostly hide and seek and where is it? Island. And every now and then I'll play Riz. Here's the thing, I get bored of songs, or like I play them to death, their literal demise, and then I go off them for a while. Adventure by Ishan. Also picked up some songs that were on a Caleb playlist from Love and Deep Space. Sky. Okay, with voiceovers or whatever, they have music and voiceovers. And they're talented creations anyway, so I was listening to one of them and I liked the music on several of them. Very inspirational for the writing. And that's about it really. I haven't really been repeating any songs other than those ones. I did switch on to the country playlist the other day, just random country songs. Also, A-On-It is releasing their final like little mini album. Their first and final. So sad, but yeah. I think they're releasing that on the 28th of August, I believe. So that will be sad. I did listen to the first episode of The Ornithologist's Guide to Love. Just the first chapter. It was intriguing. Again, it's not a fully clean romantasy, so I'll have to skip parts of that one. So that's what I've been listening to. And it's currently 3 p.m. It feels like it's 5. Even though it's sunny outside, so that doesn't make much sense. But it feels later. I'm so tired. You can tell by the blue below my eyes. The blue below the blue of my eyes, that is correct, Hannah. I was trying to decide whether to do like country / character profiles or to just work on my chapter, which was meant to be last week's, but I got part of it done, but I just didn't finish the chapter off. I laugh at myself so much. Laugh at my own writing. But yeah, I know that it's gonna make me cry, this chapter. You may be asking, why are we crying in chapter 3? I'm sorry, it has to happen. You gotta cry in chapter 3. I think in my other book, which is book 2, I haven't had myself crying in book chapter 1, so like really it's just, it is what it is. And sometimes you get to the point and wow, you're pointing so far up. Come down. There you go. You just get to the point and you've just got to make the people cry, and including yourself, so. Oh my gosh, I just read a bit. Heartbroken. Truly. Here's the thing about sad scenes is that I still feel you're too far up. Come down. Okay. Here's the thing about sad scenes is I have to get sad in order to write sad scenes. I have to feel the feelings, feel the emotions, and sometimes that's too much for the one moment. But I didn't realize that probably this chapter will end differently from where I thought it was going to end, which is always the case. I always have a planned out events and then the chapter plan, and it always gets pushed out. So I'm not super heartbroken over that, but I do have to move some stuff from this chapter currently we're on. Oh, there we go. Move that to the next chapter, which is indeed what I have written there. So we're going to put in our little headphones and probably do whatever I have written in my notepad into the book. And then if I feel inspired from writing those few lines down, we will continue writing. And if not, we'll switch over to making the profiles, character profiles, that appear in this book into the system that I have. Let's do that, shall we? Cheers. Oh, what's that? It's an ant. Ants have really been getting me down. Like, they're everywhere, and I have no clue why. Alright. Woo.
노래방에서 이렇게 막 그 역할이 있잖아요.
맞아요,
이렇게
맞아요.
탬버린 이렇게 막 흔들고 막 그 이제 흥 이제 돋는 그 역할을 이제 제가 하겠습니다 오늘.
아니요, 저도 할 거예요.
그럼 같이
치워
할까요?
노래할 때 열심히 할게요 옆에서.
좋아요.
When you're not next to me, yeah, you're breaking my heart, baby. You make a mess of me. Automatic. 여기까지입니다.
아이고.
다시.
아, 일어나 주세요 지금. 아니. 아, 정말 민망하게 오늘 지우가.
와.
감사합니다.
Hello. So, this is the closing, and I thought I should wrap up this video so I can edit it and get it out tomorrow. So what was I doing today? I was watching a Plaves concert. That's what I was doing. And quickly reviewing today's chapter. Nothing much happened. Ron ate slugs. And, my weekend changed a bit because, I didn't realise that my brother would in fact be coming over this weekend. So some time was spent, with him. And otherwise I've just been watching things because I've kind of been in a flat mood where I'm just like, let's just, other than my required reading, let's just watch shows. And that's not very interesting, you know, for the general public, unless I go into drama reviews. If anyone's interested in drama reviews, K-drama reviews, I can give them. I can. I don't think that's my current viewership, but maybe you are. Who knows? Yeah, for now, that's an end to my weekend. My little, weekend vlog. So now I've got to go into business mode tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, we'll be into business mode, making maps and all that, but that's separate videos. So for now, let me wrap up this vlog. Thank you for watching and joining me for all the random stuff we did. And I shall see you all in the next video. And until then, peace.
726